back to Little Miss Dropstitch, and today will be the second part of my crafting Latvia holiday review. Okay, so last time we did specifically the craft shops and the experience of that, and today I'll be talking about Latvia as a holiday destination and also what you can get up to out and about if you like your crafts and things like that. So yes, I'll be letting you know what it's really like to holiday in Latvia and to dispel some kind of myths, preconceptions and things like that. So how did I even end up going to Latvia? Because I don't know what country you're from, but in the UK, not a popular holiday destination. And even my mum's like, but what is there to do? Pretty much how I decide where I go on holidays, wherever the popular UK airline will take me from Manchester. So yeah, it was Manchester to Riga I went. 2 hours 40 flight, so not so bad. 2 hours ahead as well from the UK, which is the most I've ever done. With flights, I pretty much lost my first and the last day as well, but that was okay because I knew it was kind of a smaller place, so I didn't need to cram loads in, so I was okay with that. Budget wise as well, we'll talk about. The first thing I noticed was I didn't hear very many Manchester accents getting on that plane, or British ones either. Honestly, I'd say there was about 10 of us from Britain, and one person at the passport stampy bit said he was visiting family. So yeah, that kind of told me it wasn't a popular holiday destination, and perhaps it is more for people you're in neighbouring countries like Poland or Eastern Europe. Yeah, anyhow, so got there, past the scary passport bit. Well, first impression was scary man with no teeth saying taxi to me, but it was daylight, so I wasn't frightened, it was okay. And then I went to the bus stop and asked a lady there who was Latvian, was I at the right stop, and honestly she was so friendly and lovely. And interested in me, so that was a nice impression. On the bus from the airport, it's pay per kind of 90 minutes, if you will. So for 90 minutes, it was €1.50, which it said €2 on there actually. So that's what, £1.30 something, which you can't even get from my house to town, which is a 7-minute drive for that price. So yeah, really impressed with that. The bus, in terms of accessibility, it had a screen, but the writing was small and it was really quiet as well. So I did get off at the wrong stop because at the last moment Google was saying something different to my kind of pre-planned itinerary. So I did get off at the wrong stop. It was about half an hour Rachel speed walk, but it was fine. It was nice, fresh air. At first going through it, like if we're in a car, I'd have been like, roll them up. It was a bit kind of unkempt buildings and graffiti and stuff like that. I don't think I'd have felt as safe in that bit. But where I stayed in the old town of Riga, oh my word, it was, yeah, lovely, I have to say. The architecture reminded me a bit of when I went to Vienna. Beautiful architectural buildings in some were in different colours as well, like they reminded me of my doll's house. And then there's a park called Alberta Street, which is the Art Nouveau building bit, and there's a Sotheby's, so yeah, that's like the proper posh bit. Yeah, really pretty. I would, if you've got kind of time to kill or just don't want to spend any money, definitely go to Alberta Street for the Art Nouveau bit. So yeah, old town of Riga. I'll let you know at the end kind of my favourite bit of the holiday, but honestly I have to say, very clean, which I don't know what I was expecting because I've been to some, no disrespect to Italians, I did go to Italy and there was none littering. Okay, so yeah, not everywhere's, and I think my mum saw a rat in Paris. But yeah, Riga and Latvia, really clean. I was very impressed. That is something that means a lot to me on my holidays. I stayed in a spa hotel, and I went in March, so it wasn't kind of school holiday time. It was £50, £50 sterling a night, which brilliant. I just paid the month before 100 and like, was it 30 something for a room in Dublin? So at £50 a night, can't grumble with that at all. And then I did have spa treatments, however they were the price you'd expect to pay at a spa hotel in the UK. It was kind of €60 for an hour's worth of massage, I had, what was the first one I had? Oh, I had lymphatic drainage. That gets rid of all your cellulite. And then the second one I had, so I had something different each night because I just like kind of retiring after 8 o'clock, and you know, I'm not in any danger or anything like that, and I'm shattered. But yeah, I had a chocolate massage, and like, oh, my skin was lovely and soft after, but I looked like a punani. So yeah, that was an experience. And then the third one I had, facial and décolleté. I had that done. So yeah, really nice wellness break, nice and relaxing. Also, I have to say about road safety, this might sound really dull, but I don't think I'm the only one, I don't understand European roads and crossings. And then again, sorry to mention you, Italy. My impression of Europe is like wacky races on the roads, and that was my experience in Italy. Apologies, but I have to say about Latvia, really good drivers. You felt safe crossing roads. It was self-explanatory how to cross the road. That might seem strange, but in Norway there's like a red man, then a red man, then a green man. And someone, the tour guide just said to me, Rachel, red is dead, that's all you need to know. But I'm like, yeah, but why is the 1 and 2? Is that like, get ready to be dead? I don't know. But yeah, it was all kind of the pelican crossings, the one with the bleepers, so again, good for accessibility if anyone's got sight loss. They were nice and audible. Yeah, crucially, I felt really super safe. I even went out to, you know, the shopping centre, you know, like 8 o'clock at night, and yeah, I felt genuinely very safe. I didn't see anybody begging or anything like that, because there was when I went to Portugal, and yeah, it does, especially if you're on your own, it can feel a bit intimidating. So yeah, there was none of that. There were a couple of buskers, but you know, you get that in Manchester, and that's not necessarily a bad thing either. So yeah, no ruffians is what I'd say. Another budget point, it was really hard to kind of understand the socioeconomics of Latvia. So when we was flying over low, it was kind of pastoral land, but you know, some of the farmhouses look quite run down. And then in Riga, I think a lot of our students, the people are, you know, dressed very nicely and lovely and well. And as I said to Mum, though, generally no one was overweight. So I don't know if that's a reflection of the socioeconomic status, and you know, the buildings like in Riga, you know, there are obviously a lot of money to live there. And you just think, who can afford that though? Because you know, couldn't really understand the socioeconomics. Some things were really cheap, like the hotels. In my previous video, we've discussed the wool that was much cheaper compared to the UK. And you know, it wasn't. I didn't get massive tourist vibes. It wasn't like, there was probably more, you know, tat shops, gift shops in Blackpool than there was, you know, in the whole of Riga. Yeah, I don't know kind of how comfortable of a life and how kind of happy the locals were really. Coffee, well, I don't drink coffee, but hot chocolate. Loads of what you call them, bakeries, yeah, for that, and chocky shops as well, loads of chocolate shops. That was like €4.50, which you expect, you know, in kind of Vienna, Dublin. Doesn't make it any less painful. It's a lot of money. But yeah, that's kind of how much food was. So it was like, well, food's really dear, so how do people afford that? But then other stuff was reasonably priced. So yeah, if you go, be prepared to pay less for some things, but quite a lot for other things as well. Food, this is an interesting one. Again, I feel like I say this in most of my videos, I'm perfectly happy to accept if it's just me being a plonker, but I couldn't find any food. So usually, you know, you go to Dublin, Manchester, whatever, there's like, honestly, every other shop, it's a cafe or restaurant. But breakfast, a bit like Vienna, where it's bakeries where you can, you know, sit in, have a pastry and hot chocolate. But for me, like, I need something more substantial. Like a bacon bun or something, or sausage butty. So yeah, I was quite hungry. Yeah, beautiful pastries, by the way, and they know how to do chocolate and desserts and pastries, I will say that. One breakfast in a chocky shop that I just got, it was like a shortbread chocolate biscuit for breakfast and hot chocolate, and I said to the bloke serving, I was like, not healthy, and he was like, but delicious, which is very true. I did feel quite sick after. And then for, well, where I'm from, we call it dinner, but for lunch, I had, you know, chips one day, or with a lovely cheese sauce actually. And then one day I was at a cafe. I do like a cafe. It was, yeah, like a croissant with cheese in, a nice little pastry and a mint tea. Great if you like herbal tea. Latvia, I will say that. They do cater for that. However, then the other days, yeah, I kind of struggled. And there's McDonald's and Burger King, but then, well, I wanted to try something local, and yeah, I did get a bit sick of it. One night I went to an Italian restaurant, but I dropped a knife, and then when I got up, I nearly took the table with me, so I thought I can't go back there. And then yeah, there's Oriental food, but I just generally, it seems daft, but I struggle to find like cafes or restaurant that serve like something hearty and would fill me. So yeah, I feel like your choice is pastries, Burger King or sushi really. And obviously I wanted to try Latvian food as well. Whether maybe it's because it's a smaller city or smaller population, you do have to be prepared to, you know, walk a bit further out maybe, and I didn't. But yeah, happy to accept if that's just me being weird and a plonker. One night I had a vending machine pizza that was quite tragic and expensive. The weather in Latvia, obviously I can only comment from those 3 particular days when I was there. But yeah, it was about, was it 7 to 11 degrees in the UK, and there it was about 1 degrees Celsius, -5 in the night. But oh, I just bloody love it. It's that kind of cold, dry, fresh air, whereas here it's kind of cold and wet and damper, and it just really clears your lungs out. Yeah, and I absolutely love it. My Norwegian teacher was like, no, it's like that here all the time in Norway. I don't like that weather. But yeah, I'm just weird like that. I love cold, fresh air into my lungs. Good for my health. Yeah, people weren't pushy in shops, which was a nice break and delight. Lots of nice stationery shops and bookshops, obviously, yeah, and we've talked about that. So what I got up to when I wasn't shopping, and these are things I just stumbled upon. There was the Latvia, I've got it written down, the Latvia Art Museum, and that was a really nice little gem. So it's kind of world art as well, so ceramics, tables, paintings, textiles, which I really liked, but then textiles from, you know, Africa and South and Southeast Asia with beautiful gold threads and weaving and things. So I really like that. There was British Wedgwood and that lovely, I do actually like it, the chintzy kind of Venetian German ceramics and porcelain as well with the chintzy flowers. So yeah, that was a really nice little museum. There was lots in it, but not overwhelmingly big that your feet hurt, and only €6 to get in, so belting. Oh, and there was a special exhibition on Uzbekistan embroidery, so that was brilliant. I also went in the Latvian Museum for Decorative Arts, again another €6. It was really small, but it didn't meet my expectations because I wanted to learn in Latvia about the traditional kind of, I don't know if they call it folk costume, they do in Norway, so, you know, like the traditional folk costume. I wanted to learn about that and see, you know, either replicas or originals and things, and I didn't find any of that. There were other beautiful woodwork carvings, and you know, bits of block printing and other textiles. But yeah, I couldn't. Do let me know in the comments actually if you know in, you know, Riga, if there's anything like that, or in Latvia to learn about. If I'd have not gone shopping, or if I'd have had an extra day, I'd have gone to a bit further out to the Open Air Museum, and there's also a chocolate museum. Yeah, the Open Air Ethnographic Museum. So yeah, they're good. Oh, Riga Orthodox Cathedral as well. Ladies do have to cover the hair, so just have a think if that's for you or not. Some people had a hood. I borrowed a saucy leopard print headscarf, which probably kind of defeated the purpose. But yeah, the paintings in there are a certain kind of orthodox icon style of painting, and lots of gold as well, so really lovely. Okay, you've waited patiently enough, so I think it's time I told you what my favourite thing was about Latvia, and it is, without a doubt, the people. This is something I've never experienced, travelling on holiday, and it's something I've never thought about that was important to a holiday, but genuinely, most people are so lovely and chatty and speak English really well. It wasn't kind of a pidgin English or, a struggle to converse, and I don't want to be rude, so I never presume and ask people do you speak English, but yeah, really great at English, and genuinely they were so lovely and friendly, which is just something I didn't expect. Some people, when I was travelling on the bus, like, people were like, it's 7:30 in the morning, I'm going to work, kind of thing. But yeah, on a one-to-one basis, yeah, honestly, people were really delightful and so helpful. They weren't pushy. Yeah, really great. And I think that does shine through. Well, a lady from Latvia actually emailed Little Miss Dropstitch and was giving me loads of hints and tips as well, and things to see. So yeah, people were really kind of willing and genuinely smiley. So yeah, that's not something I thought would be important or of experience, but yeah, it was really good. Last point to make, would I go again? Yes, but for a holiday, probably in about 10 or 15 years' time, just because it is that little bit of a smaller place. I've kind of done it, unless it was for, which I'm very willing to do, if it was for like a business trip, or it's probably a bit far just to go for the wool, but I would, yeah, if it was a business trip, I'd totally be there. It was brilliant. However, yes, like, I've done the museums, I've seen the buildings, so I'd probably give it a bit of time before I went back. But yeah, I'd definitely be up for going back, and it's a nice place to, if I had longer, I'd go further out, and I know it wouldn't, cost a fortune. And absolutely, I really think people, especially, I can only speak for the UK, should think about it as, an alternative holiday destination, somewhere a bit different from Tenerife. It's clean, it's not heaving like, Paris, London, etc. So yeah, clean, quiet, and it's just a bit different. It's a really nice change of scenery. So I hope this review has been helpful, and do give us a like and subscribe, and even comment where you'd like me to review next. Thank you and take care.